This small town right here in coastal Alabama, right along Mobile Bay, keeps landing on best places to retire lists, but most people can't even find it on a map. It's not in Florida, it's not in South Carolina, it's in Fairhope, Alabama. So what's so great about Fairhope? For many of our clients, this little town is a place to escape the chaos of big city living. It truly feels like stepping back in time. Antique shops tucked around every corner, historic architecture lining the quaint downtown streets, and a slower pace of life wrapped in warm Southern hospitality. There's a feeling here that's hard to put into words, but easy to hold on to. The calmness of Mobile Bay, the relaxed atmosphere, and those evening strolls down Section Street under twinkling lights capture the kind of peace people dream about when they think of retiring. For us, Fairhope is where our story is unfolding, where we've put down roots. It's where we're raising our kids. We've got a daughter who's about to graduate from Fairhope High School. She got accepted to Auburn University, War Eagle. We've also got a son who's growing up right before our eyes, playing football, going fishing, and just being a carefree kid. And then we've got a toddler who will tell y'all he was born right here in Fairhope. Every season here has something different to offer. We're approaching the most magical time of the year, November through January, and that's when downtown is lit up with those twinkling lights. Christmas in Fairhope is pure goodness. I'll tell y'all, there's just a feeling of warmth and goodness that you'll never feel anywhere else. Those holiday traditions are something we look forward to all year round. The lighting of the trees, the Christmas parade, Mardi Gras parades, and balls. Your calendar can easily stay full with all of the community events that take place here. But for me, the biggest and best part about Fairhope is the bay year round. Once I experienced the sunset over Mobile Bay, it stayed with me forever. Game over. Believe me, it will have you wanting more. So much that you might just want to move here and never leave. That's what happened to us. Thursdays at 4 p.m. you can find us right here at the Fairhope Farmers Market downtown next to the library. They will be setting up shop soon. Without fail, the kids race out the door for ministry at Three Circle Church because that's just part of life here. This is more than a town to us. It's home in every sense of the word. I'm Jess. My husband Tony and I are the #1 relocation team in Baldwin County, Alabama, and dang proud of it. In the past years, we've helped hundreds of families move to Fairhope and the surrounding areas. This year alone, we've already helped over 50 clients find their new homes in Baldwin County. Today, we're exploring why Fairhope has quietly become the retirement capital of the Gulf Coast and why it's holding on to that title in 2026 and beyond. Our clients have come to Fairhope from all over the country: Florida, the Carolinas, Arizona, Chicago, California. Can't forget our New Yorkers. We've got Oklahoma, Missouri. I'm not kidding, everywhere. They've all got a story. Some are retirees who see all the charm Fairhope has to offer and they want to live that slower coastal life. Others are families who want to escape those busy cities and big city issues, or crazy school districts with litter boxes in the bathrooms or tampons in the boys' restrooms. We hear these types of things a lot. We've even had countless families tell us they had no idea about Alabama until they watched our videos and that we convinced them. They called us and we helped them find their homes. No matter what you're searching for, better cost of living, a slower pace, warmer weather, or even a stronger community, you can find it in Fairhope. And it doesn't matter where you come from. Within a few weeks, you'll feel like a local. You'll be saying y'all and talking about a jubilee before you know it. Fairhope knows what it has to offer, but it's not showing all of that off. It doesn't have a fancy marketing slogan. It's the real deal, and it wants to preserve its Southern hospitality, front porch living, and those bayfront sunsets. So throughout this video, we're going to talk about the past, present, and future of Fairhope, how it became the town it is today, what a typical day looks like in Fairhope, the neighborhoods where people are buying, and how everything you can access in Fairhope, from infrastructure to Southern charm, is not going anywhere despite its growth. So let's get started. Where exactly is Fairhope? Fairhope sits on the eastern shore of Mobile Bay. It's about 30 minutes from downtown Mobile, 2 hours from New Orleans, and just about an hour from Pensacola, Florida. Now, I always like to mention that you can drive to Disney World or Universal Studios in about 7 hours. Same with Nashville. Oh, Blue Ridge, Georgia, 6 hours. You want to go to Dollywood? Easy day, 8-hour road trip. Just to help put into perspective where Fairhope, Alabama is and what you have access to. For me, a 7-hour drive is my limit. Well, it's Tony's limit. He doesn't really let me drive. I'm a pretty good driver. Ask my kids. Do I always drive with a purpose? No, but I'm never really in a hurry to get anywhere. And that's why I live down here in the South, so that I can take my time with everything I do. And I'm originally from the Midwest, so I still have that go-go mentality, but it's slowed down a little bit. But I will say I appreciate having the convenience of close-by attractions or fun day trips, especially nowadays when flights are constantly being canceled or delayed. These days, I'd rather hop in my car and get myself where I want to go and not need to rely on anyone else to do it. The last flight Tony and I took, it was delayed 3 hours. They almost canceled it. I don't need that anxiety in my life. All right, so Fairhope is the kind of spot you visit and you think to yourself, how did I not know this was here? And when you enter this bayfront town, you get a sense that it feels like a little lost in time, but in the best way possible. People actually call Fairhope a modern day Mayberry. I know a lot of youngsters might not know that classic, but our audience isn't really young people. You can even go to the Fairhope Museum downtown and experience the old school jail cell. Then it will really feel like the Andy Griffith Show. Tony thought he was funny and tried to lock me in there one time, and I was not laughing. I'm seriously claustrophobic, and he loves to mess with me, but don't worry, I always get that man back. So Fairhope is part of Baldwin County, one of the fastest growing counties in the entire country. But while other boom towns trade charm for chain stores and traffic lights, Fairhope seems to have cracked the code. It's growing big time, but it hasn't lost its quaintness or its uniqueness. You won't find high rises here, and that's on purpose. You will find canopies of 100-year-old live oak trees draped in Spanish moss, sidewalks adorned with colorful flowers, people riding golf carts to the coffee shops, kids walking around with their ice cream cones from Mr. Jean's Beans, and folks fishing or tossing nets in right off the pier. Park benches where you might not find an empty seat, because here you have the best reasons to put down your phone and enjoy life unplugged. Fairhope is proof that growth doesn't always lead to chaos and heavy traffic, although some locals will say the exact opposite. Sure, holidays and weekends you'll see the crowds. You'll definitely have to make reservations for restaurants. But no matter what, downtown Fairhope is completely walkable. As you stroll, you'll find boutique shops, art galleries, and cafes. And even if you need to drive, you can get across town in 10 minutes. The hospital is right in town, the grocery stores are local, and you're never more than a few minutes from the water. For most of its residents, Fairhope is the perfect size and the perfect price. Housing prices in Fairhope are higher than in other Baldwin County towns, but still fall below what you pay across the state line, say in Florida. You can live in a single family home 10 minutes from the bay in Fairhope for under $400,000. Now, if you want to live right here in downtown, you're looking at $700,000 and up, easily over $1 million. What's interesting about Fairhope is that it didn't become popular because of some massive resort or marketing campaign. People discovered it the way you discover a great book, one recommendation at a time. A friend visits, falls in love, tells another friend, and pretty soon it's on every best small towns to retire list in the entire country. Fairhope didn't just happen. It started with an idea. Literally, back in 1894, a small group of idealists and reformers came together with one big radical thought. What if a town could be built on fairness? They called it the single tax colony. This wasn't about handouts or politics. It was about giving everyone a fair chance. Instead of private land ownership driving prices sky high, they believed land should be leased, not owned, so no one could profit just from holding it. The idea was simple but revolutionary for its time. If everyone contributed fairly, everyone could build a better life. And that spirit, cooperation over competition, community over chaos, is still woven in Fairhope's DNA. The Fairhope Single Tax Corporation currently owns and administers roughly 4,000 plus acres of land within and around Fairhope. For context, that 4,000 plus acres represents a significant portion of Fairhope's total area, though not the entire city. There are many parcels in Fairhope that are privately owned, fee simple, especially those newer subdivisions outside the original colony boundaries. Now, a lot of people automatically say no to a home that is in the single tax colony, and we always have to school them. Much of downtown Fairhope and the surrounding residential neighborhoods sit on single tax colony land. The single tax colony is a leasehold system. Yes, the land is owned by the single tax colony, so any homeowner or business actually leases land long-term, essentially perpetually. but while owning any buildings or improvements on it. So you own your house 100%, you just pay a rental fee basically for the land that your home sits on. Your house isn't getting taken away, you own it. If you die, the house is going to your family or your kids or whatever. The land rent you pay funds the community. Instead of traditional property taxes going to a private landlord, lease payments go to the single tax corporation, which uses the money to fund civil improvements and community projects. Yes, the Fairhope Single Tax Corporation is absolutely considered a novelty in modern America, but not in a gimmicky way. It's a living historical experiment that still shapes daily life right here in Fairhope, Alabama. In the 1930s, the Fairhope Single Tax Line deeded all the parks along the bayfront, the bluff, toplands, Henry George Park, Knoll Park, and the pier, which is the heartbeat of Baldwin County, the Fairhope Pier. All of this was deeded to the city of Fairhope with the stipulation they remain parks for the public. This was such a boss move. It prevented any one person from snatching up all the land and building anything on it. They remain public spaces for everyone to enjoy and 100% are part of the charm that makes this town so incredible. Even if you don't know the story, you feel it in the first time you walk downtown. The layout of the downtown area, the small lots, the open parks, the careful balance between shops and homes, it was designed to encourage connection. The founders of Fairhope believed beauty and community weren't luxuries, they were essentials. They planted trees before they built roads, they built the pier before the post office, they left space for gathering before anyone called it urban planning. And more than a century later, you can still see the foresight in action. Fairhope was built on an idea, and somehow, after 130 years of change, it's still living up to it. So while other towns sprinted through decades of boom and bust growth, Fairhope paced itself, not because it had to, but because it wanted to. So as new families and retirees pour in, that old experiment suddenly feels a little bit ahead of its time. City leaders still talk about growth here the same way the founders did way back then, not as a rapid expansion, but as a responsibility to its people. So let's go through a typical day in Fairhope. This is what your life could look like if you live here. A normal day in Fairhope moves at a slower, easier pace. You might start with coffee at Provisions, or maybe it's Warehouse Bakery. The line always moves slow, but it's because everyone's taking their time and everyone's polite and patient while they do so. Once you've grabbed your coffee, you might head over to the Fairhope Pier or the local nature preserve. It's quiet, it's breezy, you can overlook Mobile Bay. You won't want to spend your mornings anywhere else. If you don't feel like going for a walk, you can grab a seat at a bench or by a fountain. Believe me when I say taking in these views makes for a perfect morning. Now, I always look forward to a lunch downtown. We have so many great spots to choose from. My favorite is Panini Pete's. It's been around forever and it's tucked away inside the little French Quarter courtyard downtown. My go-to is the Pop's mozzarella and tomato panini. And of course, I have to get the fresh made daily beignets. Y'all, I can eat this meal every single day and never get sick of it. Yes, it is that good. Moving on to the afternoons, those are simple. Maybe you wander the local boutiques and galleries downtown, or you walk the Eastern Shore Trail that hugs the bay. Or if you're like me, you'll go to the antique store. My favorite is the Southern Antique Shop and Accents. If you want to keep yourself busy for an afternoon, you can go there. You'll disappear for about 3 hours. Your husband will call you and be like, where the heck are you? And you're like, I'm shopping. It's a great option for a rainy day, and we get a lot of those here. Now, Fairhope doesn't go to bed once the sun goes down. There's plenty to do in the evenings. You can grab dinner downtown while the sun sets. Gambino's is a great Italian spot right next to the bay, and their ribeye is solid. We go there a lot. Part of it is because the food is really, really good. And the other reason is because we can always get a table. It's a pretty big restaurant. It perfectly captures Fairhope. A little fancy and casual at the same time. I'll also mention a couple of bars. You have the Monkey Bar downtown. It's got that tropical outdoor vibe and some of the best craft cocktails around. I love sitting out there. It is such a fun atmosphere. Low-key, perfect for a girls' night out or just catching up with friends over good drinks and good conversation. Now, when we really want to have some fun, we head over to McSherry's Irish Pub on Thayncroft. There's usually live music, a super lively crowd, and our favorite, they've got darts. I don't know what it is, but throwing darts with our friends, it just keeps the night going. It's always a good time. and it prevents us from sitting down because we're old. If we sit down, we fall asleep. So that's our go-to place when we really want to have some fun. That's the thing about Fairhope. It doesn't feel slow. It just feels balanced. You can be out and about in more casual clothes or all dressed up and you won't look out of place. You can plan your day how you like to. Mornings are calm, afternoons are social, nights wind down easy. You can do a lot in a day here, but you never feel like you're chasing the clock. And because everything's close, restaurants, parks, shops, the bay, you don't waste time in traffic. You get your time back. With all that free time, you can save your energy for all of Fairhope's festivities. Fairhope loves a reason to celebrate, like the art walk downtown or Live at 5 concert series. Throughout the year, there's always something happening. Did you know that Mobile, Alabama is the birthplace of Mardi Gras in the state, not New Orleans? So while Louisiana gets all the credit, we totally prefer the celebrations here. Fairhope's version of Mardi Gras is family friendly with all the floats, beads, and mince pies, and it's right in our backyard. And the celebration, it lasts for weeks. The Arts and Crafts Festival brings people from all over every spring. It's been around for more than 70 years, and it completely transforms downtown into a huge open air gallery with hundreds of artists, live music, food vendors, trail court members walking the streets. And I have to send a special shout out to my beautiful daughter who has the honor of being your 2025 Lavender. Fairhope is known for their streets being lined with flowers and local shops, and the energy feels like one big community celebration. You can tell why it sticks out. Throughout the spring and summer, the Fairhope Farmers Market is always a treat. You can buy all of your local fresh produce, baked goods, and handmade crafts and plants. Last week, we brought home homemade pasta, cookies, heirloom tomatoes. I kind of need to stay away from the farmer's market because I will go broke fast, and then my husband will tell me I shop too much, but he golfs too much. So in my opinion, it's a wash. Golf clubs, shopping. He's got his thing, I've got mine. So moving on to the summer, probably the best holiday to celebrate in Fairhope is the 4th of July. There's no better place to watch the fireworks than on the bluff overlooking Fairhope Pier. It feels like you're on a movie set. Everyone brings out blankets and golf carts. The Fairhope Pier is beautiful and charming year-round, but it's extra special on the 4th of July. Later in the year, the whole town comes together for the Fairhope High School football games and Friday night lights. We actually just went to our daughter's very last high school football game as a senior, but we're happy to say that she's sticking around Alabama and she's going to Auburn this fall. Later in the year, Fairhope has a yearly film festival, which is another fun change of pace, smaller crowds, indie films, and a few smaller parties. And then comes the holidays, which is the highlight in my opinion. The Christmas lights downtown are straight out of a Hallmark movie. Every tree, every shop, lampposts, they're wrapped in twinkling lights, and the big lighting ceremony brings the whole community together. So between the markets, festivals, and year-round community events, there's always something happening. Yet Fairhope still keeps that small town, southern coastal warmth that makes it so special. There's always something to do, but never pressure to do it. If you want to keep it low-key, you will still live a fulfilling life here. I just listed the biggest events in Fairhope, but we've found that most of our social life happens on porches and patios, more than fancy venues. People drop by unannounced. We end up grilling out, having drinks, or hanging out by the pool. It's a simple life, and that's what people fall in love with. Now that we've seen what daily life feels like in Fairhope, let's talk about where people are actually living, because that's usually the question that I get first from retirees. Everybody's got their own dream idea for retirement. Some folks want a golf cart, a pool, and a central hub where everyone in the neighborhood gets together, while other people want a neighborhood close to the action so that they can walk downtown. And then some people want something simple, new, easy to maintain, close enough to town, but not right in the middle of it. The good news is Fairhope has a version of all three. I like to think of it as 3 different lifestyles that all share the same zip code. So let's talk about what your dream home might be. First, let's talk about downtown in the Fruit and Nut District. If you've done any research on Fairhope, this is probably what came up first. It's the soul of Fairhope. When people think of a storybook southern town, this image pops up and it looks just like the Fruit and Nut District. The streets are walkable, the area is historic, and it even smells good. There's flower boxes on every porch and live oaks on every street. This is the perfect place for anyone who dreams of leaving their car untouched for days on end. You can walk right over to the pier. There's coffee shops and restaurants all within minutes of your front door. Everyone who lives here, they take their golf carts around, which also makes the neighborhood really friendly. It's got a super strong community feel, so you can stay social throughout your retirement. Now, the homes themselves, most options in the fruit and nut district are restored craftsman style cottages, bungalows with bay views, and the occasional new build that still blends in with the old architecture. With such a great location comes a higher price. Those smaller cottages I mentioned may start in the high $700,000 range, while renovated or waterfront properties can reach well into the $1.5 million range. Is it worth it to sit on your front porch and watch people walk through the downtown area, or to have bay views right outside your front door? For many retirees, the answer is yes. You've got this beautiful body of water right down the street. It's a really special area, and if you've got it in your budget to move here, you won't regret it. All right, so I'm gonna start moving. As you can see, it's really windy out today. We had a storm the other night, and the bay is a little bit choppy, and it's very breezy. So I'm gonna go to a different spot and hopefully not get blown away. Okay, so I started moving. I was sitting right at the edge of the bluff, and we had a pretty bad storm 2 nights ago, so the waves are really choppy in Mobile Bay right now, and it's a bit windy, so I'm getting blown away over here. But let's talk pros about Fruit and Nut District. Walkability, strong community feel, unbeatable location, high resale value. Cons, some of them are on smaller lots, there's very limited inventory, and the premium pricing. Homes do sell here fast. But again, if you want to be active, social, and in the action of Fairhope, you'll have to pay for it, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, especially when you consider how much you're saving by moving to Alabama over a state like Florida. All right, let's move on to the next neighborhood. Next, I've got Rock Creek, located right off of Highway 98 on the north side of Fairhope, just about a 10-minute drive from downtown Fairhope. This neighborhood attracts retirees who want space, privacy, and a little luxury without giving up Fairhope's charm. Rock Creek winds along a beautifully maintained golf course with wide streets, mature trees, and homes that look like they belong in a Southern Living magazine. Prices generally range from the mid 500,000s to around 900,000 depending on lot size and golf course frontage. The community has an active HOA, and each home you'll see is beautifully kept with manicured lawns and lush landscaping. So the golf course itself is semi-private, so you don't need to live right on it to join. The clubhouse is great for lunch or dinner, and they host neighborhood events where you can get to know the people that live next to you and socialize. There's also a great community pool and some nice common space. Pros of living here, you've got resort level amenities, scenic surroundings, large homes, great resale demand, low HOA, and the golf course. And because it's a golf course community, most residents have their golf carts, and because of that reason, you'll never be bored. There's always something to do or someone to go talk to. So some of the cons, in my opinion, are the homes are pricier, the HOA can be strict, landscaping can be very expensive, and you're held to a higher standard in this community when it comes to manicuring your lawn. If you're someone who wants to live in a community that's known for it being really picturesque with lush landscaping and really pretty houses, a pretty entryway, and just known for people taking really good care of their homes, this is definitely a neighborhood that you would want to check out. I'll also talk about some of the newer neighborhoods, the ones that are helping Fairhope handle its growth while keeping prices within reach for everyone. These are the communities on the outskirts, more east of town, where builders have focused on combining modern convenience with Fairhope's signature quality of life. Fairhope Falls is one of the most popular among retirees looking for a newer build without sacrificing community feel. It's about 15 minutes from downtown, tucked along Highway 104. Homes here can start in the mid 300,000 to the mid 400,000s. You'll find brick exteriors, open floor plans, energy efficient systems, and gold fortified construction, meaning insurance savings and peace of mind. The neighborhood has a community pool, playgrounds, and a walking trail along Fish River. A nice touch for anyone who loves morning walks or kayaking. This one's also golf cart friendly, and it's close to retail and new healthcare options that are all popping up along the eastern edge of town. And then there's the Firethorne community, which is a newer but established community known for its large lots and easy access to Highway 181. It offers more space between homes, some larger garages, and the kind of low maintenance living that's perfect for retirees who still want room for visiting grandkids. Prices hover in that mid $400,000 range. These communities are a great fit for retirees who want something new or newish, easy to maintain, and ready to move into without feeling disconnected from town life. And here's the best part, no matter where you buy, Fairhope homes hold their value. The mix of retirees, remote workers, and second home buyers keeps demand strong year round. Even when other markets slow down, Fairhope tends to stay steady. And that's really a benefit of a place that offers more than just a zip code. Fairhope offers you a lifestyle, and whether you picture yourself walking downtown, living the golf course life, or settling into a brand new home with a view of trees, there's a version of Fairhope that fits almost everyone. When retirees think about where they want to settle, the checklist usually looks something like this: good weather, great community, affordable living, and reliable healthcare. And that last one, Fairhope doesn't just check the box, it delivers. Thomas Hospital, right in the heart of Fairhope, has quietly become one of the most advanced community hospitals on the Gulf Coast. Its recent expansion added state-of-the-art surgical suites, an expanded ICU, and a brand new outpatient pavilion designed for easier access and shorter wait times. What really stands out, though, is the patient experience. It's not the kind of hospital where you can get lost in the crowd. It's the kind of place where nurses remember your name, and your doctor might bump into you downtown and ask how you're feeling. That small town accessibility paired with big city care is one of the reasons retirees consistently rank Fairhope among the best places to age well. It's not just Thomas Hospital either. The larger infirmary health network has been investing heavily across all of Baldwin County. Specialty clinics for neurology, cardiology, and rehab centers are opening up right here in town, so you're not driving an hour just for a follow-up appointment. Outpatient rehab and imaging centers have opened up along Highway 98, and they're creating a healthcare corridor that serves much of the Eastern Shore. For retirees managing chronic conditions or recovering from surgery, that kind of proximity makes all the difference. You've got access to physical therapy, diagnostic imaging, and primary care all within 10-15 minutes from your home. And if you ever need more specialized treatment, advanced cardiac procedures, oncology, or teaching hospital level care, Mobile's University of South Alabama Health System is just 30 minutes away, right across Mobile Bay. Many Fairhope doctors even maintain referral relationships there, so making that transition is seamless when you need it. Of course, good care doesn't matter if you can't get into it, and that's where Fairhope's accessibility really shines. For a small city, it's surprisingly well connected. Getting around locally is easy thanks to wide, well-maintained roads and manageable traffic compared to those larger metro areas. Even during tourist season, retirees tell me they can make appointments or grocery runs without the gridlock they left behind in like Florida or Texas. So nobody misses that. Locally, Baldwin County is expanding its public transportation options too, which is great because not everyone has access to a vehicle or likes to drive. BRATS, the Baldwin Rural Area Transportation System, offers low-cost rides for seniors. So if you need to get to the grocery store, a doctor's appointment, or anywhere, you can schedule it through them and they can give you a lift. It's not big city transit, but it's reliable and it's practical for retirees who'd rather not drive every day. And when it comes to going a little bit further, whether that's a visit for grandkids or just to escape for a quick weekend, the area's travel options keep getting better. Just down the road in Gulf Shores, we've got their international airport. They're continuing to add new direct routes, connecting Lower Alabama to cities in the Midwest and out west. Allegiant now offers multiple weekly flights, and by 2026, new carriers are expected to expand that list even further. For retirees who used to dread long layovers or hours of driving to a major airport, this is a game changer. Pensacola Airport is also only an hour away, offering an even broader range of nonstop flights, while Mobile International Airport, which is also currently expanding its terminal, gives you a third option within an easy day's reach. All of this adds up to something simple but powerful: peace of mind. In Fairhope, you're close to everything that matters: good doctors, connected roads, and easy travel without the chaos of a big city. And that's one of the biggest reasons retirees choose this side of the bay. They get access, not hassle; security, not stress. When you're in that next chapter of life, comfort isn't just about your home, it's about knowing you can take care of yourself, stay active, and stay connected to the people and places that you love. And here in Fairhope, that balance is built right in. Because once you've got the essentials covered, good healthcare, easy access, and freedom to travel, what really makes Fairhope shine is the lifestyle you get to enjoy in between. If you like to volunteer, it's easy to get involved here, whether that's through the Eastern Shore Arts Center, the Fairhope Public Library Foundation, or volunteer programs at Thomas Hospital. Even newcomers get pulled in fast. And that's the thing about Fairhope. It doesn't take long to feel like you belong. You meet people from Chicago or Denver or New York who all say the same thing. We thought we'd be outsiders, but within a month we had neighbors dropping by with homemade pies. You can be as social or as private as you want when you live here. Downtown events, live music, volunteer circles, they're all there, but only if you want them. If you'd rather spend your evenings on the porch listening to crickets and vape breezes, no one's judging. All of these things make Fairhope such a strong fit for retirees. It's not a retirement village, it's a real town. There's plenty to do, but no pressure to keep up. You can build your days around what actually matters most to you. After everything we've seen, the neighborhoods, the parks, the growth, it's easy to understand why so many retirees end up right here. A lot of people spend years searching for that someday place, the one that's peaceful but not boring, scenic but still practical, where you can slow down but never feel stuck. For a lot of folks, that search ends in Fairhope. So is Fairhope a great place to retire? Yes. You get beauty without bustle, healthcare without headaches, community without congestion. It's small enough that you'll know your neighbors by name, but big enough to keep life interesting. Whether you're downsizing, relocating, or just dreaming of slower mornings by the water, Fairhope checks every box. If you're thinking about making the move, call us today. We are the #1 relocation team in all of Baldwin County. When we help you find your new home, it costs you nothing. Our commission is paid by the seller or the builder if that's the route you take. And if for some reason they're not willing to pay our commission, we do not charge you. We are here to help you, so call us today. We are the ones who answer the phone, and we look forward to helping you find your new home in Lower Alabama. Thanks for watching this video. To learn more, check out this next one.